Just wanted to bring something up quickly that's come up mainly due to the different federal funding opportunities that are out there with ARPA. And the administration has put a priority focus on the concept of equity. And the administration has specific guidelines and press release announcements that you can go to see how they view the term equity. And if you are looking at the term equity as it relates to a federal agency that you're applying for funding for, or you're writing a plan to align with the priorities of that agency, their definition of equity will be on their website and available. And more likely than not, it's going to align with the White House descriptions that you can find. In many cases, they even link to that. But in general, the concept of equity, even with federal agencies on top of diversity, when we start looking at race, you also can look at gender, veterans. The other thing is start looking at your community of demographic density of rural versus urban. Are you bringing different people to the table? Because if you're bringing the same people to the table to make decisions and have input on your government strategies, especially if they impact economic policy, you're going to get the same feedback, the same results. So having a diverse participation of different industries, up and coming industries that you might not know about, so keep your eye out on that. Small individual type, independent type businesses, boutique businesses, mom and pops, but also those mid-sized small businesses, and also the big ones that and those companies that support the supply chain companies that support your larger employers. And so that when you start looking at bringing people to the table, are you making it possible so that it is flexible for different people with different family situations? So, and that tends to be a lot for mothers. So women, and having women leaders involved and making sure that it's convenient. Planning things that aren't aligned with school and things like that. Again, just these are just suggestions, but parents in general, and when you're planning meetings, this is one positive outcome of working virtually, is having people drive 2 hours for a 1 hour meeting at 8 a.m. Is not, you're going to have lower participation. So having those hybrid approaches to have more engagement. And I know it's not ideal to have just online, but it certainly has demonstrated that it's improved participation with a lot of these committees and stakeholder groups, and understanding what's going on, so you can advocate for your small businesses, whether it's an economic development district or a division of a state agency that works for businesses or economic development. So I just wanted to make sure that I brought that up, that while equity as it's related to the administration's priorities are quite clear, I do think you can also look at this even broader and think of functional diversity and how you are bringing more people to the table. So you really are going to get the same outcomes if you start relying on the same people to make for that feedback and input. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. I do think it's important that you have your understanding of what you think these terms are. So we talked about it last week with Dr. Greg and Al from UVI about the concept of resilience and how everybody has a different definition for that. So anyway, that's a lot of these terms. I think we just, before we start using them, need to think about how they're being used. So anyway, please feel free to get in touch with me, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend.